Hi, I'm Roland Klunich, and I'm the owner of Roland Financial Wealth Management, and I'd like to welcome you to our webinar today. Today, we're going to discuss a topic you may have been thinking about, and that's whether early retirement might be an option for you. So, should you stay? Should you go? It's a really good question, and it's one that's come up with a number of our clients over the past year and a half due to the global pandemic we've been battling through. And depending on your job or your industry, retiring early might seem more enticing for your mental health and your general well-being. But before we get started, if I could ask you just to review this disclosure. Now we can get right into it. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, older Americans are overly represented in jobs that carry high economic and health risks. Not only has COVID-19 recession put nearly 1/3 of workers older than 50 at greater risk of becoming unemployed, that's about 18.4 million people, these same workers are at greater risk of becoming sick or dying from the coronavirus. Now, high-risk occupations include jobs essential to public health and safety, such as law enforcement, first responders, frontline healthcare workers, as well as educators and people working in service and sales-related jobs. Your well-being counts, and the COVID-19 recession put nearly 1/3 of workers older than 50 at greater risk of becoming unemployed. So if the COVID-19 recession has you thinking about leaving the workforce early, think carefully about the lifestyle you want to have. And what that means is assessing how realistic your prospects for early retirement are so that you're not jeopardizing your future financial freedom. So, here are 3 questions I'd like you to consider before you decide whether or not it's the right choice for you to retire. Number 1, how will you get your health insurance? What are the implications for Social Security? And can you afford to stop working? So let's start with the first question. How will you get your health insurance? Now, if you leave a job before you're eligible for Medicare coverage, which is at age 65, you'll need to figure out how to pay for your health insurance until then. So in most cases, you can stay on your employer's plan for at least 18 months under COBRA. However, you'll have to pay the employer's portion of the premiums plus your own, and sometimes that can get expensive. Another option, if your spouse is still working, maybe you can get on one of their health plans. That might be another good option. Or you could buy coverage through your state's health insurance exchange or the federal healthcare website. So if you go to healthcare.gov, that might be an option for you as well. But depending on what plan you choose, some of those plans do come with some high premiums. Now, the second question to ask yourself is how to get the most out of Social Security. A study in July 2020 by Nationwide Retirement Institute, they did this COVID-19 flash poll on Social Security, and it showed that 14% of Americans are now considering claiming their Social Security benefits earlier than they had anticipated. Now, unfortunately, taking benefits before you reach that full retirement age reduces the monthly payments you'll receive over your lifetime. Now, full retirement age is likely at age 66 or 67. It depends on your birth year. So, for example, if you take Social Security at age 62, when your full retirement age is 67, you can expect to receive about 35% lower monthly benefits than if you had waited to start collecting payments at 67. Another consideration, if you're married, it might make sense for maybe only one person to start claiming Social Security early and let the other benefit increase on full retirement age. There's so much involved with Social Security that it's really important to make sure that you get a lot of your questions answered. And the last question to ask yourself is, can you afford to stop working? Now, this question is probably one you might not be able to answer on your own, but with the assistance of an experienced financial professional, they can help you understand the impact of early retirement as opposed to what your original retirement plans might have been. So the first thing to look at is your overall savings. That includes your streams of guaranteed income, such as your pensions, Social Security, annuities, insurance policies, income from rental properties, or other financial resources. Now, your financial professional will also help you figure out when to take money out of each of the streams. So if you withdraw money from certain accounts too soon, or not soon enough, you could face some sizable tax penalties. Next, consider ways to reduce expenses. Not what everybody likes to hear, but be sure not to underestimate how much you plan to shop, eat out, or travel in retirement, because those costs they can add up fast. Now, study your bank and credit card statements to identify any areas that you might have to cut back or maybe do without. Perhaps, maybe consider getting a part-time job that doesn't come with as many health risks. Or are you open to downsizing, your home, or maybe moving to an area where the cost of living is lower? Your main goal is to figure out if you can pay for the daily living expenses that you've been accustomed to without drawing from your retirement savings for as long as. Before considering retiring early, talk with a financial professional to learn the ways to help fill those gaps between where you are today and where you are kind of expected to be at retirement. Again, our world has changed, and that means your retirement plans, they might have changed too. So if you believe the risks of working in an unsafe occupation outweigh the benefits of remaining on the job, then an early retirement, that might be appealing. Just be sure to look carefully at your overall financial picture before you make any decisions that could impact your long-term future. You find that only thing standing between you and retirement is it's a well thought out plan. So be sure to look carefully at your overall financial picture again before making any decisions that could impact your long-term future. Now, if you'd like to find out if early retirement's right for you, let's talk. We've helped many people retire through the years, and we've also helped many people figure out if an early retirement might be possible. There's no cost, there's no obligation just to talk to us. So whether it's over the phone, via Zoom, or if we meet face-to-face at our office, all you have to do is call at 833-2999 or shoot us an email at assistant@rolandfinancial.com, and we can set up a time to talk. Your financial future is way too important just to leave it to chance. So let's talk about how to help you retire smart. I appreciate your time and attention, and I look forward to seeing and talking with you hopefully soon. Bye-bye.